Hi, it's Colette, and welcome back to my coffee break and life update and some thoughts on the thing that has been talked about in the New Age community a lot in the last week, which is Doreen Virtue and her movements away from New Age and Oracle cards, etc. But first, for those of you that don't like these sort of videos, feel free to go. This is just my chat and my thoughts and the chance to get a conversation going with you, because, excuse me, remember that's what it's about. I have had a few little health issues in the last week that have been a bit difficult, which I'm not going to go into detail in too many ways. Needless to say, one of them is feminine, and the other one has been stuff with my eyes. I have a fantastic optician, and I've got different kind of drops for my eyes for the Sjogren's now, because my eyelid and whatever was all gritty and suffering from not having enough fluid, which is partly what Sjogren's is about, not having enough fluid production in glands and tear ducts and etc. And that was good. Also, I'd been having headaches for a wee while in a particular place, and that's been kind of diagnosed as temporal arteriitis, which is makes a hell of a lot of sense, because these headaches have been dismissed for quite a while as it's maybe you're very sensitive to blood pressure things or changes, or it's a tension headache or whatever. And it was very much on the one side and round about here and at the back of my ear. And my fabulous optician has taken everything and said, look, this is what it is. We need to get in touch with your doctor and sort things out. So my visit to my optician has been fantastic, and I can only praise them enough. Thanks, you and the gang at Simpsons in Larkhall. Fantastic people. And next time I'm doing a book review, you'll see my snazzy new glasses, which the reading ones and stuff are very 80s, and I'm so delighted with them. So that's a wee call out and a wee thank you to my optician, and also to the NHS in Scotland for the fantastic facilities it gives us. So that's good. So sometimes I'm getting an affirmation on what you know is going on in your body, and someone saying, look, this is what this is, that this needs to be picked up on. It's one of the things that can help you with health, because you don't feel these headaches, they're not really getting taken that seriously, but they're there and there must be a cause. So there we go. So everything else, we're just toddling along. I was hopeful of getting away this week, but that's not really happening because of some health issues. But it's nice to sit and chat, and I've filmed my first collaboration. It'll be up mid-September. I'm just waiting on the lovely lady that was part of that to be ready with her website and stuff like that, but you're going to thoroughly enjoy it. It's all to do with this little thing that you see behind me, and we'll just leave it at that for now, but it's very, very, very special, and I kind of think you'll all want one when you realise what they are. Anyway, so that's coming up mid-September, and yeah, just getting there into autumn, my favourite season, and although health's not particularly good, you've got to just go with it, haven't you? You've got to just slap a smile on, put on some red lippy. Does the world a good, believe me. So let's get a wee bit serious. If you've not been on the New Age planet forever, you'll not know about Doreen Virtue and what she's come out and said last week. Now, to put it out there, I've never actually been a total fan of Doreen Virtue, because she's always been slightly fluffy for me, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but a lot of the things come over as, it's all too fine and too good and too inspirational, when there can be a lot of dark things going on in life. But I appreciate that she is massively well liked and followed, and I think that's good, because she's been a very high profile part of the New Age community. She's had numerous books out on ascended masters. She's had oracle decks, and these are beautifully produced. I mean, I think Hay House has done amazing with them, particularly I think it's the Angel Oracle. It's a stunning deck. She's had a lot of books out over the last 20 years, and although they've not necessarily been for me, they've been for a hell of a lot of other people. Now, last week, Doreen Virtue put out a video about her seeing Jesus and virtually converting to being born again Christian. And that's fine, that's up to her. Everybody has to have their own path, and there's nothing to say you can't really change your mind. But in a way, my opinion on it is it's been handled badly, and also I'm more worried about the people out there that have been left confused by a massive change of message. So let's go to that first. There are people that bought $400 courses on healing, and Doreen is now saying that all healing has to come directly from God. Now, beforehand it was sourced through maybe angels, archangels, ascended masters, whatever. Now it's got to come directly from Jesus, or no. And that kind of negates the courses. Anybody that's bought these courses, now that they don't seem to be worth anything, because she's taking back all the teachings. She has also said that the only way to get to heaven is through the blood of Jesus Christ. And I find that one a particularly hard one. I was brought up Catholic and have a dear, dear love for Jesus. Not, as people would say, because, like moving through alternative spiritualities, not because I don't think Jesus is a God, but that's the point. I think he's a God, not the God. I have so many friends and followers that are Hindu, pagan, follow goddess Isis, follow different forms of spirituality with different gods and goddesses. And at a fell swoop, I meant to say at a fell swoop, Doreen has actually said, no, heaven is through Jesus and the scriptures. And I think that is, she's welcome to put out that message. But can you imagine if you followed her for 20 years and, it just doesn't sit right with me, especially if you've done the courses. And, if you can, take what you've learned from it and take what you've learned from the books, etc. Because she's now taking a lot of the books off. She's asking people not to read the Ascended Master, Archangels and Ascended Masters one. Because Jesus is in it as an ascended master, and now he's the Son of God. So she was wrong in saying he was an ascended master. That's what she's saying. So that book's not to be done. She's making the cards over to, I believe, the designer, and not taking profit for them, or the profit's going to the animals that she looks after, which is fair enough. But basically there's this, I said this for so many years, and it's not right, it's wrong, and now you've got to sort of realise that it's only the Jesus way that's right. And that kind of bothers me a lot, actually, not just a bit. I've had my say on Facebook on this, so if you've heard my wee rant before when it was typed, fair enough. So for all the other spiritual paths and religions out there, Doreen's kind of saying no. But the thing that got me is, I always, I'm known for my skills in divination and understanding of divination. I've got 2 tarot books out. I've got How to Read an Egg, which is different forms of divination. Now, divination, there's various forms. One of them is called sortilege, and that's when you either shuffle cards or throw dice or cast the runes or do the I Ching. Basically, they're all a form of shuffling and asking for an answer or guidance, shuffling and pulling a card or cutting the cards. Now that is divination, and you look at it, you take the advice, whether it's for advice on the future, the past or whatever, or if it's for personal development. It's divination. Now Doreen is saying no to her oracle cards, but has brought out a Jesus prophecy deck, cards, and they have scriptures on them, and they're a deck of cards where you maybe shuffle and take out one. No doubt they'll be beautiful and they'll have amazing messages on them, but the point is, to me, you can't say no to divination and then bring out a deck of cards and they're okay because they have Jesus on them, but it's not okay if they have say Buddha on them. It's not okay now if they have angels on them. Everything that Doreen does from now on is coming directly from Jesus, the Son of God. But I'm sorry, in my opinion, you can't really... divination's divination. And that got to me a wee bit. Now, let's be kind if you're commenting, and to be honest, let's not put down the work that Doreen has done and helped a lot of people find their path. Let's not put down that the books and some of the decks are absolutely beautiful. I've never owned any, but I've seen them and I've recommended them, particularly someone that maybe wasn't ready for tarot but wanted a deck to introduce them to divination by sortilege. So let's be kind, but I'd love your comments on this. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe I've not really followed her, so I've not got a lot invested in this, but I do have a lot invested in divination. I do have a lot invested in you know, when I first started off reading the tarot, my dad never knew, because to him the tarot was the tool of the devil. And you know, I loved the tarot for so long and use it as a wonderful tool for development, and absolutely adore it. But it's not God. It's a bridge for messages from source, whether you see source as being Great Spirit, the universe, consciousness, your higher self. That's what tarot and oracle decks do. And in one fell swoop to be told that these are bad because the Bible says it's bad, and that the only way to do healing or to even prophesy is if it comes directly from Jesus Christ. You know, that's a hell of a lot of people that you're ruling out that aren't going to get into heaven. Think about that. So I'd love to know what you think about it. This is your channel. Okay, I set it up and I'm putting stuff up, but if you think I'm wrong in this, tell me. If you're just being nasty, the comment won't get through anyway because I monitor all the comments. So if you're thinking of coming down and really telling me some of the things that I've had recently, you know, I'm a Jezebel, I should burn in hell and all these things. If you're planning on doing that, believe me, the minute I see something like that, one, I won't go further in reading much of it, and two, it won't get through anyway, so just don't bother. Or if you want to, you know, and even if you dislike the video, it all counts as interaction to YouTube, so there you go. It doesn't do anything about the video in any way. So I'd like a good conversation going on here. I'm not going to block comments from people that say, well, you know, I think Doreen's okay and she should be allowed. That's fine, but I will not tolerate attacking comments on me or any of the people on this channel. So if you're thinking that way in a good Scottish way, you're it, okay? So let me know what you think, and good things to come. As I say, there's a collab video to come. I think there'll be one up on auras over the next 2 weeks, which I'm really excited about. Again, it's a bit controversial because I'm saying that the way that people are putting up see aura in 3 seconds or see aura in 12 seconds is rubbish. They're giving you an optical illusion effect. Again, that'll get me, the haters. I don't really care anymore. I am standing up for the grey-haired grandmothers out there. We've got a lot to say, and we are going to say it. And if something is not sitting right with me, I will call it. And I think we should be like that more often, even if it's about things that you don't agree with anything I'm doing, as long as it's done from a good place, a place of concern, then I will accept that. So some nice things coming on the channel. I just have to watch and do things when I've got the health and energy to do them. I'm actually thinking of trying to get the camera just left sort of sitting so that I can just, when I feel good, I'll just pop in and do some work and whatever, and that would be a good idea, but I need to think in a different way for that, and I've not quite got the energy for that now. But so that's today's or this week's coffee break. I've not done one for about 2.5 weeks, but and I'm not slating Doreen, and I'm certainly not saying she's a bad person. She's not. When her videos, I mean, I looked at some of her videos when I set up my own YouTube channel, and what I felt was that they were very, it was as though someone said, what should a new age video look like? Let's put like scarves and long flowy gowns and crystals and animals and nature, let's put all them in. And it was, and it was like, oh right, so this is the representation of new age. Not me. I really let rip about things like that in my book. Maybe the universe just isn't that into you. By Colette Clairvoyant, that is, if you want to read it. It's a small book, so I think it's better on Kindle than maybe £8 for quite a small book. But it is funny, and it's me taking a wee poke at the whole New Age movement, and I can do it because I'm part of it, and I'm not adverse to doing some new agey over the top things myself. So basically there was this feeling that the videos were almost too set up, and a lot of the messages were too kind of fluffy in a nice way. So that's why I've never really followed her or whatever. But I mean, everywhere you look at the moment, there's people are saying, what the hell is going on with Doreen Virtue? Another wee thing, I don't know if you'll agree with me, but if you look up Doreen Virtue and her video about seeing Jesus or whatever, her first video, she comes over quite slightly egotistical, slightly not in a bad way, but this is me, this is my path, this is whatever, quite strong. In the last couple of videos that I've had a wee look at that are about her scriptures, and the one that she's telling is about being bad divination kind of thing, she looks actually very cowed and fear-based. And that's a shame to see someone that's gone from seemingly to have a confidence in themselves to actually giving out messages that are quite fear-based. And that's what they are, because they're saying that if you don't, if you're not bathed in the blood of Jesus Christ, or if you're not reading the scriptures or whatever, then it's only through Jesus that you'll get to heaven. And please don't take this the wrong way, but I thought we'd moved on from that sort of mindset. Look around you, look at your good friends that are Hindus, that are Muslims, that are following even Norse gods and African gods, whatever. Are they all not going to get into heaven? That's the way I used to be taught it when I was Catholic. That there was almost, the joke that St. Peter's showing someone around, and he comes to a big wall, and he says, shh, need to be quiet now. And the person says, well, why? And he says, because that's the big wall and all the Catholics are behind there and they think they're the only ones here. What Doreen is saying is kind of akin to that. And I have every right to disagree, just like she has every right to say what she needs to say. Now, another thing about the sort of free speech on this, I don't agree with what Doreen's coming out on, not because I don't like Jesus or not because, of other things. I don't agree with what she's saying, but I would fight for her right to say it, because we all need free speech, whether that's to talk intensely about a path that's only about Jesus or about Allah or about other gods and goddesses. As long as it's done with a good heart, then we should all have the right to talk about what we believe in. So don't think that I'm saying, oh, she should be shut down, she shouldn't be saying that, this, that, next thing. I'm not. I'm just saying that I have a lot of people seem very disappointed in what's happened, and a lot of people are angry at what they now see as a waste of money on courses and books, which are literally being said to be, not good anymore, not right. So that was a long rambling one. Please let me know in the comments what you think. Keep it nice, and remember that I do have my finger on the block button. Anyway, hope to see you soon for more that's going on in the channel. If you like this, click the wee icon. I think it's that side that will come up with my face on it, and that will help you subscribe directly. And many blessings, and please comment. Love you and leave you. Bye now.